everyone, it is Matt here from Scoop in Response, and today we're going to be looking at my absolute new favourite commander from Zendikar Rising. Zendikar Rising has been full of some awesome landfall abilities and ramp cards, which if you haven't guessed from previous videos that I've put out, it's one of my favourite deck archetypes. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, is a star monogreen legendary elemental creature for 3 green and a green. Its text reads as follows. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild's power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other types. They're still affected by summoning sickness. So this card is absolutely incredible in the command zone. It's an absolute powerhouse. And the way we've built this is very combo centric. With numerous single card combos residing in the deck, if you've checked out our Phylath primer, you may actually be aware of some of them already. Ashaya's wording means that all creatures enter the battlefield as a forest land, which mean they trigger landfall abilities and increase her strength and power at the same time. We're going to be abusing this most of all to gain access to a number of infinite outlets. Let's go over the deck. We've got 29 lands, with 2 extra lands if you include modal dual face cards, 34 creatures, 14 instants and sorceries, 18 artifacts and enchantments, and 4 planeswalkers. We've built the deck very combo heavy with a whopping 13 tutors in order to maximise our consistency. We're incredibly reliant on our commander, but we do a very good job of protecting her for a monogreen deck. So we've got a pretty large tutor package with Green Sun Zenith, Finale of Devastation, Uncaged Menagerie, Eldritch Evolution, Natural Order, and Turn Timber Symbiosis for sorceries, as well as Instant Speed, Worldly Tutor, and Court of Calling. In addition to this, we've got Magus of the Order, Survival of the Fittest, Woodland Bellower, Fierce Empath, Vivian, Monsters Advocate, all coming in as tutor options as well. There's a few notable tutor exceptions, with Tooth and Nail and Fauna Shaman being absent from the deck. We opted for Survival of the Fittest over Fauna Shaman, as we're already weak to board wipes, so it makes sense to not have additional creatures where we have a useful enchantment instead. Tooth and Nail is obviously a great card, but if you want to run it, consider adding Archetype of Endurance to the list to create an almost impervious lock with Ashaya, Timber Protector, and Archetype of Endurance, creating hexproof, indestructible land creatures. I didn't go down this route purely because the mana investment of Tooth and Nail, I'd rather try and win on the spot, and Timber Protector does a great job on its own. Uncaged the Menagerie is my choice over Tooth and Nail, as we're fairly concentrated at the lower CMCs. Quite often, you'll only be required to spend 5 mana to tutor for a pair of game-winning cards. Being a green deck, we're spoilt for choice as far as card draw is concerned. Our card draw package is the Great Henge, Beast Whisperer, Elvish Visionary, Nalea, Occam Adversary, Duskwash Recruiter, Glimpse of Nature, Sylvan Library, Shaper's Sanctuary, and Guardian Project. A card that doesn't see as much play as many other choices is Shaper's Sanctuary. We've included it as it fits nicely as a catch-up mechanic for when we have our pieces removed. If your meta isn't particularly removal heavy, feel free to swap this out to something like Garruk's Uprising or a piece of protection. Our ramp package is low to the ground with the Elves package and premium ramp card, Carpet of Flowers, Wild Growth, Leyline of Abundance, Chrome Mox, Mana Crypt, Mox Diamond, Sol Ring, Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, Fiend-Horned Elves, Priest of Titania, Selvala, and Jeweled Lotus. The notable exception is Boundless Realms. I found this card to be just too good to not include, given our commander's ability. You usually ramp 8 to 10 lands, or all of your remaining basics, when this resolves, and thinning that many basics from your deck increases your draw consistency a huge amount. Ashaya got a really big bump in power with the printing of Jeweled Lotus, as I believe she's one of the few commanders that truly benefits from having access to this card. Hype and hyperbole aside, Jeweled Lotus is a great card for this deck, as we're so commander centric. Casting her as early as turn 1 or 2 is absolutely insane. There are so many things that you can do once you've got access to one of your primary combo pieces, infinite mana, or the right tutor abilities. Our deck synergizes so well, all we have to do is bolt on extra pieces to the primary combos. All we have to do is add Beast Whisperer, Glimpse of Nature, or Guardian Project to this combo and we can draw our whole deck. We can create infinite life with Courser of Crewfix, or infinite creature tokens with Scoot Swarm or Rampaging Baloths. Lastly, I'd like to talk about the inclusion of Oblivion Stone and Boom Pile in our deck, which are really cute in that they only affect non-land permanents. What this equates to is a one-sided board wipe that you can execute at any given time, and as long as your commander is on the field, you will not lose any of your creatures. We haven't really spoken much about the land base for this deck, but it's extremely simple. It's just fetch lands, Gaia's Cradle, and all of the usual suspects for a monogreen or devotion deck. Up until recently, I've really only been able to play Commander in a tabletop setting, as I haven't had access to an MTGO account, which is where I really discovered Card Hoarder. I'll leave a link in the description for my affiliate code if you would like to jump on board and try their card hiring service as well. I found it really cost effective in brewing and trying out a whole range of different decks, as you can simply return any cards after you're done using them and build a new deck. The craziest thing about it as a tabletop player is that I had no idea that so many crazy expensive reserve list cards are less than a few dollars on MTGO. Cards like Gaia's Cradle, cards like Mox Diamond, only a tick or so to hire for each of these If you've liked any of the content that you've seen on the channel so far, I'd really appreciate a subscribe and a like on the video, and any share is more than appreciated. We've just hit 40 subscribers, which is pretty fantastic. I'd love to be able to grow the channel to 100 subscribers in the coming few videos, so every single sub really helps. I'm looking to increase the rate at which I produce content and get it out there. Thanks for checking out the video, and I hope you enjoy the deck tech, and I will see you.